Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of the Kevin Creative channel. And this is going to be the podcast, the first podcast episode. Yeah, I just wanted to start this series off with something chill, just a nice little friendly, little one-to-one, just you and me, just so we can talk and hang out and grab something to eat, grab something to drink, grab something to smoke, because you're going to need it. We're going to have a good time here, just hanging out, chilling, seeing what there is to see and doing what there is to do. And I kind of want to just do this as a way to spread the word that I kind of exist and that I'm out here and that there's things that I want to accomplish and goals that I want to achieve and empires I want to topple. And I can't do it alone, basically, is what I'm realizing. So I'm putting out the call to try and just kind of meet new people and see what they have to offer and show what I have to offer. And maybe we can barter, we can trade. I'll do this, you do that, and together we'll be stronger for it. You see what I'm saying? That's basically what this channel is about. It's about me showing off, saying, hey, here I am. These are my skills. These are my hobbies. These are my interests. These are my likes. These are my dislikes. This is what I think of that, and this is what I think of this. And if you have anything to offer to help me grow and expand, come on in. And if you don't, and you just want to tear me down, come on in. I mean, fuck it. Who cares? Let's have a good time regardless. Why not? Shit happens every day, all day. Let's just get the fuck over it and smoke a bowl. I mean, that's kind of what I'm trying to do. That's where I'm at. Let's see, what's on the agenda today? So I want to kind of just briefly go over what the format's going to be for the channel for the foreseeable future, just because I do have a lot of stuff that's already made, created, fixed, presentable, and ready to go. I've got about a year's worth of content just packed in, tightly, neatly together, and at any point I could just upload it. I could just do it all like every day. I could put a video out every day if I wanted, but then that would ruin my plan because I'm trying to do things on a weekly basis. I think a weekly basis is a pretty good start. I eventually would love to do a daily basis, good lord, but that's going to require so much more. I'm going to need a whole team for that, so one day, that's the goal. We want to grow and expand and meet friends, make friends, and help each other out and grow from there. That's kind of what I want to do. That's what I want to push for this channel is just... What do you have to say? Is there something that you've always wanted to say or do or show off that you've been too afraid to present to the world? Maybe you don't know how to say it or what's the right way. You know, come here and say it and maybe we can figure something out. I just want to keep my arms open for all of you, you know? In return, I hope you do the same. I do you a favor here. Perhaps we work together and collaborate a video. And then maybe I've got a friend in Mexico who I'd like you to visit. He's got something for me and I just need you to pick it up. I think that's something we can work out, right? Fair trade, that's all I'm saying. For the agenda, we're going to do things on a week-to-week basis, like I was saying. So week 1 is going to be the podcast. That's this week. So we got week 1, the podcast. Week 2 is going to be a Let's Play episode. Next week is going to be episode 1 of a video game that I'm playing. Week 3 is going to be a Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video. I'm a very big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been playing it since the game started back in 1846, and I've been really enjoying it ever since, pretty much. I mean, it's been a good time since day one for me. I've never stopped loving it. Unfortunately, it's just kind of hard to find people to play with. I know that you can go to a store and tournaments and all that, but... I don't know, man. The stink levels are a bit high for me. I feel like you gotta get that radiation levels a bit lower for me to want to participate. Once we're at a safer, more hospitable environment for all the senses, then maybe I'll join in. But until then, I was just like, you know what? Let's just keep this a hobby to myself. And every now and then I'd get a duel in from somebody, but it was becoming more and more sparse over the years. And thankfully, Master Duel has come out, and it's been a really fun game. Tons of awesome animations. Really great for the player. It's a very, very player-friendly game, I have to say. For a game that's all about microtransactions, which I don't even know if that's the right word. It's just one of those games where it's free to play. I guess that's what it is. It's free to play, and then you pay for stuff that you want to enhance, but you don't have to. It's mostly like if you just want to unlock a bunch of new packs and get the best cards and stuff like that. If you're just impatient, then yeah, you spend money to get stuff. Yeah, if you're just good enough at the game to get by, you can unlock plenty of gems just to play around with. So I've been having a good time with it. I think it's a very, very good game. I'm glad that it's supported heavily by Konami, and I want to keep playing it, and I'm hoping to keep that series going. That's why I didn't want to have it as part of the Let's Play, because I really want to play the game that much that I wanted to give it its own slot, its own own, series in the channel. That's going to be week 3, and then week 4 is going to be a model kit video. I'm a huge fan of model kits. I've been a fan of them for many, many years, and I think I've gotten pretty good at it. Don't mean to toot my own horn, but yeah, I think I know what I'm doing for the most part. I'm at a level where I have something to offer. Those videos are going to be modeling critiques. It's not going to be so much about the kit itself from the company. It's more so about the work that I put into it. Painting, the panel lines, the, seam filling, if there's any decals I added, stuff like that, techniques that I used. I want to review it and go over it and see what worked, what didn't work, what I like, what changes I made now versus then, and my style that has evolved over the years, because I feel like I've kind of centered on what I like now. I've kind of figured out where it is that I want to go with my modeling skills. So I'm excited to one day potentially enter in competitions. I think it'd be fun. I don't know the rules in terms of when you need to build them. That's really my big question for these competitions is, do I need to build something specifically for this competition, or can I just enter in something that I've already done? I feel like you have to find out about the competition first, and then from there build the kit, or it doesn't count. Maybe I'm wrong on that, because I have some kits that would fit perfectly, and I would want to enter them, but I don't know if that counts. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. But anyways, week 4, model kit critique. Just a quick little recap. Week 1, podcast. Week 2, Let's Play. Week 3, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Week 4, model kit critique. So that's going to be a nice little cycle that I have going on between now and who knows? I don't know. We're just going to see how things play out, and I'll make adjustments as needed. Like I said, I have a year's worth of content ready to go. Every week there's going to be a new video coming out, so be ready for that. That's going to be a good time. At the very least, you can come here knowing that every week there's going to be something. So I think that's fun. I like that aspect. I wanted to make sure to have plenty of stuff prepared in advance just to make sure I didn't fall behind. So now that I have that prepared, though, I can start working on either A, next year's batch of videos, or B, just some videos that I can interject in between. So I think that'd be fun. I have a few projects that I do want to work on and try out in the future. There's going to be a lot of experimentation in the fact that I might make kind of the same video twice, but just in a different style. So for example, I really want to make toy commercials. I'm a big fan of toys in general, whether they're model kits, action figures, collectibles, props, whatever. I'm very just enamored and fascinated by just cool looking stuff that functions, I guess. Lights, sounds, chrome, paint, metallics. I guess that's an art form in itself, and I just really like it. I can appreciate that. So I'm a big fan of toy commercials throughout the ages. I have noticed that they have a lot more red tape now. I think that stuff that involves children has a lot more restrictions just over the years. That's just how things go. Like over the years, there's always these new rules because of this reason. This person got sued, and now we can't do this. And this happened, causing this incident, and now we can't do that. So that happens with toys too. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of changes in the toy market over the years that made them pretty strict and specific. Like, it's interesting. I'll probably save this for a future video because I feel like this is a topic all in its own, but the change of the toy market over the years just from legalities and rules changing alone. What I mean by that is, for example, they can't have spring-loaded gimmicks anymore, at least in terms of projectiles. You can't have a spring-loaded projectile because you'd poke your eye out and stuff like that, which I'm going to be honest, I did that to myself plenty of times as a kid. Like, I didn't poke my entire eyeball out, but there was plenty of times where I shot myself in the eye, dead center, and it hurt. But I didn't think anything of it. I mean, it wasn't like I was going to go complain and be like, Mom, this stupid toy. No, I thought that made it cooler for it. I thought that was cool. I was just like, damn, they hurts. That's pretty cool. I don't know, man. But yeah, that's just the one that sticks out to me because I think that was probably one of my favorite features of toys as a kid was the spring-loaded gimmick. Anything that had that, I was pretty much hooked. And then it just kind of disappeared one day. And then I found out that not because the trends were changing, but just because they weren't allowed to do it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I said, that's a video topic all in itself. I'm a big fan of stuff like that. This whole channel is going to be kind of based around everything in the art world, but it's going to focus more towards model kits and stuff just because, like I said, I like something that I can tangibly feel and touch and get a sense of, I like painting the kit. I like posing the kit. I like putting it in different angles and really examining all the different aspects of it. That's kind of where I land on that scale. But that doesn't mean I don't have other hobbies. Like I said, video games, Yu-Gi-Oh!, video editing in general. I really like the scripts. I want to write scripts and all that. So what I was saying before about the toy commercials, and then the fact that I'm going to have, like I said, 2 different styles. I can't believe it. I just totally lost track of that. I'm glad we somehow luckily circled back. I would love to do my own custom toy commercial with my model kits. Not necessarily the ones that I have already. I have future model kits I want to do because I don't want to just do a straight out of the box paint job model kit toy commercial. I want to make my own custom and then make that the toy commercial. So for example, there's a Zoids model kit and a Gundam model kit that I have, and I want to give them each their own custom paint job to put them in the same universe, and then I'm going to make a toy commercial about that. It's not going to exist. It's not going to be based on any real toys or anything. It's just going to be its own complete custom thing. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. So hopefully, I don't know. I don't expect people to take it seriously, but just in case, I don't want to get people saying, "Whoa, where can I buy this? This thing is cool." And sorry, it's a one of a kind. I mean, if you want to give me $1 billion, perhaps I will consider maybe possibly parting with it. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. So I don't want to give too much of it away just because I'm not even going to start working on the model kits themselves until probably next year. It's going to be a while because I have a couple other projects I want to do first. And then even for that, I need to make the set, which I've never done any type of dioramas before. So I'm going to have to make an entire diorama set, figure out how to do all that. So that's going to be a fun project there. And yeah, there's just a lot going on that I need to do. So I don't want to get any hopes up until we have a little bit more to show. But like I said, next year, I think we're going to start getting things going. I already made a script, but I want to tweak it and make some more so I want to have one where it's like the standard toy commercial where G.I. Joe are on the prowl and oh no, they run into Cobra Commander and he fights the G.I. Joe. Oh no, Joe! But then it's time to show off the new Joe Jet. I don't know, whatever the new toy is that they're showing off. The new Joe Jet comes into action. And they have like a whole scene, it's like its own episode of the show in the commercial. So I like that. I think that's cool. And I want to recreate that, but with just fake toys that I just customize. I think that'd be really fun. The second option that I would do is I want to do like toy parody commercials. So like think more, I keep wanting to say Chicken Little. Think more Robot Chicken. So think like Robot Chicken where it's more crude and goofy and all that, but it's using toys. And I think that'd be fun for a commercial as well, where it's just like, we're doing this toy commercial, but the toys are kind of breaking the fourth wall. And they're like, wait, what? He's doing what now? And then, stuff like that. Like, I think it'd be funny. So just a couple ideas just thrown around there just for a good time. And then for the Let's Plays, the video game stuff, it's not just going to be the same Let's Play every month. So for example, I'm not going to have episode 1 month and then episode 2 in the second month. I'm going to do episode 1 of one game in the first month. So next week, we're going to have episode 1 of that game. And then the next month, once we rotate back the cycle, so that week will be episode 1 of a different series, a completely different game. So that way we can mix it up. And I want to start recording different games all together just so I can mix it up and we don't have the same 2 games for a year straight. It's going to be spaced out, so it's not going to feel so monotonous. But again, I still want to keep some diversity. I don't want to have the same things all the time. That's why I'm trying to do this cycle and break things up a bit. We'll see how it goes. I've got one game completely recorded. I've beaten the game 99%. I couldn't beat the final secret boss, but it's fine. I beat the main story 100%. That's all recorded, good to go. So I'm happy about that. Game B, I've gotten like halfway through. I still need to finish recording that, and I don't even know where I'm at, so I got to look at the footage. That's from like a year ago and see where I left off. I have an idea of where I'm at, but I remember being lost. I think that was part of the reason why I stopped recording was A, I just wasn't sure where I needed to go, and I was like, all right, I need to look this up. And then B, all of the Let's Play stuff is my earliest footage, so it's going to be a bit rough. We're going to have to tread some rough waters there for some of the stuff, because I know the audio got messed up. I think I figured out the reason why, but yeah, I know there's gonna be some audio issues, which is why I stopped recording. Like I said, I beat one of the games 100%, and then the other game is probably like, I don't know, 60 to 70% done, and I realized I've never done this before, so before I make more footage that is potentially not usable, let's look at it first and see what we got to work with. And thankfully, it's all good. The footage, like I said, there's audio issues and stuff like that, but they're manageable. It's not the end of the world. It's the kinks. We're working them out. It's fine. I'll live. Like I said, I think I figured out what the issue was. I think it might have been my headphones. They're old. They're not like brand new headphones or anything. They're hand-me-down headphones, so I'm not surprised if there's some parts that aren't working. I mean, the headphones themselves are like crumbling like the fabric, so I'm not surprised if the headphone jack is maybe just loose or the wires or something, because for the most part, there was just technical issues with it all throughout the recording process. I just assumed it was from the software. I didn't realize, or the microphone. I didn't realize it could potentially be from the headphones. Well, I don't know what the listening part of the, mechanics has anything to do with the speaking part, but apparently I think it does, because as soon as I stopped using those headphones, when they finally just gave out, all the audio issues cleared up, completely gone. So pretty sure it was those headphones. I've got a new set on the way. I've got 2 new sets actually, because we're gonna be having Kast. Hooray! So for the next episode of the podcast, keep an eye out. We're going to have a special guest. I'm excited to have him on board. He's going to be a big part of this channel, so it'll be fun. It's going to be a good time, and I can't wait to have him and talk about whatever. We'll see what he's got on his mind. So in terms of the model kits, when I originally got started with building my backlog, I was pretty much just like, all right, I'll just get master grades. They're pretty much good to go out of the box in terms of the colors and all that. I'm just going to paint them so that way they have shading and nice metallic inner frames and stuff like that, and then panel line them and we'll be good there. But just as I kept doing things, I kind of realized two things. A, if I just keep doing Gundams, like master grade Gundams over and over again, I was just going to get bored really quick, and I didn't want that to happen. That was factor A. B, I just really enjoyed it. I liked everything. I just couldn't get enough of it, and I just wanted more. I was like, you know what? I don't feel accomplished with just painting them anymore, with just painting master grades. I want to expand. I want to try dry transfer decals. I want to try water slide decals. I want to try different types of panel liner with different colors and break up the colors a bit, you know? And, I wanted to mask things off and add more detailing. And I realized that I really enjoyed this hobby and I could go far with it if I just keep developing my skills, and I just wanted to grow. So that was a big factor. I'm glad I got bit by that bug pretty early on. So then I started getting some high grades because I was like, all right, this is going to be a new challenge in its own. On the one hand, I don't think high grades are all that great, at least at the time. This was back in like 2017, 2018, 2019, around that area. So there wasn't like the build series line where you have the Earth 3 Core Gundam, which is crazy good, or the newer stuff with the G Gundam, with the Gundam Rose. They've done a lot with the HG line through the years, which is pretty awesome. Back then, there wasn't a lot to offer still at that time. At least I don't remember. I don't remember there being any big deal high grade kits at the time. It was pretty much just, if you wanted a certain design, you could probably find it in the high grades, so that was just kind of your option. I figured, all right, these are just really basic kits. There's nothing special to them. They're not all that great. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put everything I can into them and make them look awesome, because I was seeing other people's customs and it was like, wow, even though these are high grades and there's nothing special with the details, there's not that many parts to them, so there's not a lot of panels or anything like that. They were able to take these simplified kits and really put in the work and get something crazy. So I decided I wanted to do the same thing and just try my hand at these different builds. And I'm really happy with the results. I gotta say, as much as I love the master grade line, I'm really enjoying just taking a high grade that I just know. I look at the pictures online of it and see how barren and bland they are with the stickers and all that, and I just know that once I paint it and put it together, it's gonna look incredible. So great feeling. I've got a bunch of those videos lined up. I'm excited to show them off because, like I said, I think I'm pretty good. I think I'm doing something right, and I'm getting to the point where I'd feel comfortable selling my kits. I'm teetering on two ends. On the one hand, I want to sell my work just because I'd feel accomplished as an artist to sell it, but on the other hand, like I said, I did such a great job with some of these that I just don't want to. I want to keep them. I want to hold on to them for myself. So I don't know. We'll see how things go in the future. I have some ideas what to do with them. Until then, I'm just gonna hold on to them and just enjoy them, because every day I gotta take a look at them a few times and just go over them, because I'm really happy with how my work is coming out in the model kit world. And then after I got my hands on a few high grades, this was kind of in the 2018, 2019 area. Real grades were about to pop off in a big way. We had the release of the real grade Force Impulse Gundam, and that one just revolutionized the whole line. That was a really weird start, I gotta say, in terms of just revamping the line altogether, because that's pretty much what they did. Is they took the line and just from the ground up reworked it, and it's so amazing now. But starting with the real grade Force Impulse, it's just, I don't know, that's somebody's favorite, but that's not everybody's favorite. We're not going to get a statue of the Force Impulse in Japan anytime soon, I don't think. That's just kind of what I'm saying. It's just an interesting choice, and I'm glad they went with it because it looks awesome. That was actually going to be a kit I was going to work on in the near future, but I decided to push it back in favor of some other projects. I am very much looking forward to it. The Crossbone Gundam was the next one to come right after it, and that one is really what sold me on the real grade line. I saw the release of that and I was like, okay, I need these kits. Everybody was losing their mind for the Crossbone real grade. That one was a big hot ticket item back then. I'm sure it still sells well. Obviously, it's just not talked about as much because it's not current. Yeah, that was at the time, everybody was talking about the real grade Crossbone. It just came with all the accessories you'd want it to come with, I believe. I think it came with the crossbow beam rifle. I could be wrong, but it pretty much came with everything else. And I think the Peacock one too, right? Maybe I'm wrong. But it came with pretty much everything you would want it to come with. It looked awesome, and it was just a big deal at the time. I don't know what to tell you. Then I decided to get into the real grades. They just, one after the other, kept making cool ones. The new Gundam, again, I knew I had to get it. Because at the time of the announcement with the real grade new Gundam, the Master Grade Verka wasn't, I don't think, up for pre-order. It wasn't being reissued yet. Yeah, so I wasn't wasn't sure if they were going to do it because this was still in this weird period where all of a sudden they went from nothing to everything. Like literally, there was nothing available. There was no listings for any Gundam stuff. And then all of a sudden, you just saw tons of reissues for master grade, high grade, and even real grade just trickling in. And I think perfect grade. They just had everything just slowly trickling in. And then the floodgates, I don't know what happened, just burst it open. And now you can get like pretty much anything you want. So then, all right, I had my real grades, I had my high grades, I had my master grades. I even got a perfect grade. They had done the reissue and the upgraded version of the Perfect Strike. And I was able to get my hands on one at the time, so that was nice. And so there you go. I had my perfect grade slot filled, and I had everything. I had one of pretty much every main line. So then I realized, okay, I'm gonna get bored of just doing Gundams, so I expanded on to other lines. They had the one-piece ships, so I decided to get my hands on the deluxe ones. I'm not gonna get all of them. I decided just to get the deluxe Going Merry and Thousand Sunny. I feel like those are the two main ships. Okay, that's all we really need. I don't need a whole collection of one-piece ships. Sorry. Those will be fun. I can't wait to do those. Those are very different, and I feel like that's kind of that classic model thing, like the ship in the bottle. That was like the original model kit or something. I feel like it's kind of an homage to that I'm happy to eventually do. And then Zoids, we expanded to Zoids because I actually had tons of ideas for customizations with Zoids. When I look at a Gundam, all I see is Gundam. I can't think of any customization ideas for them unless they have to do with Gundam. Maybe some slight paint job changes, but that's it. I really can't think of anything else. I look at them and that's all I can see, and that's what I want. I don't want to do them in any other color schemes or anything like that. I might do some slight variety. So like for example, there's the Gyagyan, I don't remember, the silver and gold thing from the Build Fighter series, the Build Fighters Try. I'm going to paint that in the standard blue Gyan color scheme instead of the silver that they have. And I'm going to make some other slight paint job modifications as well. Other than that, I really don't have a lot of customization ideas. When it comes to Zoids, however, I really don't have a huge attachment to them. To me, all I see are robot animals. So I think, okay, what other robot animal toy lines and shows are out there that I could use these for? And instantly I thought Voltron. And I was like, what if I took the Voltron, or what if I took the Ligers, the various different Ligers, and just painted them up in the Voltron color scheme? And I think that'd be really cool. So that was my first custom idea. I definitely want to do that someday. I don't know when. I've already decided the Lightning Sykes is going to be the red lion. I think that's going to look awesome. The Great Saber as the green lion. I'm thinking the Liger Zero as the blue lion. I just don't want to do the Shield Liger as the blue lion just because it's already blue, so I think that'd be kind of boring. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll just go in like with a lighter blue and then change it up. I'm probably going to do the Shield Liger as the yellow lion. I think that's kind of fitting because the yellow lion is typically the bigger dude. It's what's his name? Guts? Isn't that his name? Not Guts. Fats? I don't remember. He had like not like a regular name. Wasn't he called something else like Bulk or something? He was a big dude, so his lion is typically depicted as big, girthier robot, so I figured, all right, Shield Liger fits the bill. And then the black lion would be the Blade Liger. I think that would fit perfectly, especially with the Netflix Voltron aesthetic. I think those two match really well. One day I'm going to hopefully build those and have that nice little setup. And then also I have a few Power Rangers and Ninja Turtle customs I want to do. So I figure there's the Cannon Tortoise. I want to do that as a Ninja Turtle aesthetic. I think it'd be cool to kind of incorporate the Party Wagon in terms of the color scheme, as well as Metalhead. I think that would be really awesome. And just because the Ninja Turtles had various vehicles and stuff that they would use in the toy line, so I think this would be fitting. I think it'd be a cool custom. Same thing with the Dark Horn. I don't really care about the Dark Horn in its color scheme, in the black and the green. It looks cool, but like I said, I don't have an attachment to it, so I'm okay with doing something different. So what I'm thinking is in Abba Ranger, or Dino Thunder in America, Power Rangers, they had some, I don't remember. It's the big Megazord from the very end of the series where he unlocks his super powerful mode, and then we have that Megazord with a chariot, kind of like a Triceratops, but it's not. It's a different variant of that. I think the Dark Horn in that color scheme with all the guns and everything done in the gold and kind of that reddish orange with the black and silver and different colors mixed in, I think that would look awesome. So one day, these are all just ideas I'm toying with, so I'm excited to get to them eventually. I want to do work in progress videos one day. Right now, the model critiques are just gonna be the model kits themselves finished as they are. And then I also have my Instagram where if you want to go check that out, pictures of the work in progress basically there. I feel like that's kind of a good way just to keep a catalog of everything that I've got going on so I can see kind of when I did it and when I finished it and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd like to eventually do a work in progress series. I'll work it in eventually. Like I said, once I kind of get a better schedule figured out, I want to interject different video ideas in between stuff. I've already got the thumbnail ready for the work in progress, so that's good to go. It's just another step I have done, so I can focus on other aspects. Mainly, I just need to figure out how I'm going to film it because I don't know if I think I might have the space for it, but we'll see. I just can't film myself painting it because I don't have the space for that. I have to do the painting outside. There's just not really a lot of room because I live in an apartment complex, so space is limited, and then also the lighting just wouldn't be very good. You wouldn't be able to really see anything, and just I'm going to save stuff like that for when I move into a bigger space where I can actually have a setup dedicated to filming and painting. At least the other stuff I could probably do. I could probably do masking, like B-roll of the masking, and then just kind of explaining what I'm doing and why. Same thing with like hand painting. I can probably do some B-roll of that. Same thing, explain what's going on, and then water slide decals. So there's other things I could do as well, and then even panel liner, I wouldn't mind just kind of showing that off, just because those are just fun little videos where even if you don't learn anything, it's just calm and fun to watch. So while you're building or working on something, or just to get ideas, it just helps get that creative flow going. I love just going through other people's work in progress videos just to kind of help give me ideas and think of new things to try out on my builds. Hopefully this video is going to come out pretty well so far. I already filmed it actually. I actually already filmed and recorded this podcast video over the weekend. It just felt so forced and so fast. I was just talking at a million miles an hour. I think I was just really excited to do it, which is a good thing, but I just couldn't get my words out properly. I was so scatterbrained and everything was just coming out. So I was just, I just felt like after rewatching it, after editing and everything, I was like, you know what? I don't want this to be quite the representation of what to expect in the future. I don't want people to think I'm a spaz and I just don't have it like scatterbrained all over the place. I decided to redo the video, so I might end up having to push it back a bit because I have to now re-edit everything, unfortunately. If anything, I'll push it back one day, or instead of it coming out on Wednesday, it's going to come out on Thursday. Oh, well, big deal. This is the first video. No one even knows it exists. There's no expectations. Who cares if I push it back a day? I'd rather have the first video come out pretty good than have something I'm not 100% happy with and then put that out and have that be now the first representation of what to expect. I didn't want that, so I tell you what, as a solid punishment for breaking the deadline, first video, I'm already breaking the deadline, so for 1 second, just there it is. I just threw up my address. Come on over and give me the beating I so rightfully deserve, because what am I doing? First video and it's already breaking deadline. To be fair, I did tell people, all right, be ready on the 17th. It's going to be out. It's my first video. And yeah, now I'm going to have to push it out. Probably. I don't think I'm going to have it ready by the end of day on the 17th. We'll see. I mean, I do have a day job. Sorry. We'll see how it goes. Either way, I think people will be happier with this video. I know I am. I can tell you right now, just from how things are going, how my mood is and my vibe is, I'm enjoying it a lot more. Things are coming out much more cohesively. You can actually understand what I'm trying to say. I mean, I will say you could understand what I was trying to say in the other one. There's just some parts where I was just talking way too fast. And it's like, all right, I don't like the energy here. This is a podcast. We're supposed to be chill. Supposed to be just taking it all in and just going over the day and just, what did we do today? What did we see? And yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like just a speed run through the video was the right vibe, brother? I just don't feel like that was quite the setting I was trying to create. I'm just trying to create a setting where people can just, come on in and, just relax and kick their feet up and just smoke a bowl and enjoy a blunt and, let's just enjoy the day. Let's play some video games. Let's watch some shows. Let's talk about it, brother. Let's just be about it, brother. Let's just hang here, brother. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about Takara Tomy for a second. So I was talking about all these model kits that I have and the diversity of my backlog and stuff like that. I'm kind of finishing up my backlog. It's kind of pretty much there. I have a lot of different companies and brands and IPs and designs and styles. So I feel pretty happy with my backlog in terms of if there's something I want, I already have it. If I'm in the mood for something specific, I have something for it. I'm kind of just starting to wrap everything up. Takara did announce for their 100th anniversary, which I didn't even know they've been around for 100 years. That's kind of blew my mind when I thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute, 1924? Takara's been around since 1924. And I was looking at the Zoids and I'm like, there's no way they came up with Zoids in 1924. It's not adding up. My brain's not having that. I guess they've just been around doing other stuff, kind of like Nintendo. Like Nintendo's been around since I think the 1890s, just doing other little games and stuff and just growing. So I guess that's the same thing. Good for them. They've been thriving, I guess. For their special little announcement, they're doing the Death Star, which is kind of cool, kind of lackluster. I'm of two minds of it, if I'm being honest. On the one hand, it's a really cool design. And if I'm being honest, it's a really cool model kit. It does look awesome. It's very old school. So I guess it's kind of a good thing. I mean, I don't have anything that fits that aesthetic. It's a very classic 80s aesthetic, which I do like. I was thinking about it. I kind of do miss the 80s aesthetic of the big chunky Megazord design where they don't really move a lot. So this is really going to fit that bill. I'm actually very happy about that. So on the one hand, that's cool. I just don't like the fact that It's so expensive considering that this is nothing really all that new. They made some new parts, they made some updates, and then that's kind of it. It's $220, which that's a steep price. I'm going to be honest, I almost was going to pass on this. The reason I decided not to was when I first saw the listing, I think it was 33,000 yen. And in my head, I was thinking, okay, that's going to be like $350 because I remember that's how it used to be. I remember if it was like 33,000 yen back in like, I want to say like 2018, 2017, maybe even earlier, 2016. Back then, the yen conversion, it was about 350. But now when I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm out. And then I went on Big Bad Toy Store and saw that it was 220. I was like, that's a big difference. That's about $100 difference. Plus, it's coming out in like 2025, so I have plenty of time to prepare for that big payment. So it's not a big deal, and I can swing it. And this will be kind of my final hurrah within buying model kits because I am trying to wrap it up. I got some rules and limitations now to my buying. I just kind of want to bring that up. I think this is cool. This is a cool design. The Death Star, it's their big bad of the Zoid series. Like I said, it still has that 80s vibe to it, which I really like. It's in terms of the proportions and the design and everything. So I'm really excited to build something like that. They did upgrade it again, like I was saying before. It's basically like if they took an 80s design and then gave it like modern day standards. And I think that's really a happy middle. So I'm hoping they kind of do that. They continue to do that where they'll take old molds and just what could they do today to make this stand out a little bit more? Because that way it's not just a straight reissue. They could have easily just been like, this is a slightly darker color. And I think they would have went for it. I think there's a lot of people that would have been like, oh, well, it's the 100th anniversary version. Screw it. So at least they added in some new fun little gimmicks. So I'm excited. I have to say, I'm actually really excited. This might actually be one where I'll do it sooner than later. For the most part, when I buy kits, they kind of just sit in the backlog for a while just because I have like a queue of other stuff that I want to do beforehand. So I don't really get to them right away. This is one of the few where it might jump the line. I don't know, man. This is looking pretty good. Maybe I'm wrong, but it doesn't look like it's a lot of parts also. I don't want to say I can do this really quick, but I can do this quicker than a standard master grade because it doesn't look like it has a heavy parts load. And I've already got an idea of how I want to paint it. I'm thinking for the brighter red parts, I'm thinking of using like a neon fluorescent red to it, just because it's just giving me a fluorescent vibe just from these pictures. And I'm really liking it. I'm thinking of doing like a darker red paint for a base layer and then going over it with fluorescent red to highlight it. I think that would look awesome. And then for the darker red parts, just kind of do my standard red-brown layer and then give it like a nice red layer. And that kind of balances it out there. The black, I would probably just do standard black and then give it like a very, very dark gray as a highlight for it, just to kind of give it some dimension and make it pop. Apply the water slide decals. I think they would really work for this kit. This design has a very industrial look to it, so I think the water slide decals would fit perfectly. Probably do the teeth and the silver bits, all that, the gray bits or whatever. Probably just do them in a nice silver and call it a day on that. So that's the things about these Zoids is there's so much surface detail put into them. They're just packed in. So I'm excited for that aspect to just bring it out. I think that's going to look really cool. So I'm in. I'm going to give it about a month or two to put that down payment. I just bought some headphones. I bought 2 pairs for the podcast. We'll give it about a month or two and then I'll put the pre-order down. I also been buying up some games on Steam. I've been looking into the 3D platformer section. I'm a big fan of 3D platformers. I'm a big fan of all platformers, but I really like a good Nintendo 64, 90s, early 2000s 3D platformer. So I've been finding that Steam actually has a ton of that stuff. I did not realize. I kind of thought 3D platformers faded out of existence. I guess really what it is the AAA companies are not really doing them, but indie companies, I don't want to say thrive on them, but there's a lot. There's a lot of really good ones, and I've been trying to just snatch them up whenever I can get a good deal, and I'm excited. I'm excited to showcase them because I've been noticing that there's a lot of, at least the channels that I follow, they don't really play these games. I kind of understand why. They probably wouldn't do well, but who cares? Like I said, nobody has any expectations for my channel. Who knows what I'm going to do? Let's just set the expectations by saying, I like this stuff, I'm going to do this stuff, and get a good kick out of it. I think there's a lot of people that probably are in the same boat as me. They want to see fun Let's Plays of certain games that nobody's ever going to play, so hey, I'll be that guy. And I'm hoping to finish most of them. I mean, I want to finish all of them. I think I'm going to set myself up by saying, at the very least, I'll finish the basic baby ones. If it comes to Assassin's Creed, Valhalla, and stuff like that, and Odyssey, and what's the other one? Origins. I don't think I'm gonna finish those games. Those games are long, and so those are like what 40 to 60 to 80 hour long games. I don't know. I really don't. We'll see how those go. Those might be streams. They just might be games where I just jump in and out of from time to time. I think that's probably where I'll go. I'll just play like 5 episodes of one of them, maybe more, maybe 7 or 8, and then just take a break for a while, and then jump back in, because those are some seriously long games. There's no way I'm going to complete them in all one go. People would get bored. I would get bored. I'm not doing that. But that's why I'm trying to build up a diverse backlog of games, because I do want to have a lot to play through. Same thing with my model kits. I do want to have diversity in the ones I critique. I don't want to just show off the same stuff every time. Same thing with my decks and Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't want to have the same deck every week, so I'm trying to diversify things. I think that's a fun way to go about it. And I'm excited. I'm very excited for it. One thing I decided to do for the podcast is, my original plan was I'm going to do the podcast and then I want to make a thumbnail based on the content of the episode, which I notice a lot of people do, and it's really cool. I think that's a really fun idea. Problem is, I don't have the time to do that. I want the podcast to be as current as possible. For example, I would normally want to record one on a Saturday and then edit it on a Sunday and Monday and then put it out by, clean it up on Tuesday and then put it out by Wednesday. Obviously, that's not going to be the case for this one because I decided to redo it. But for the most part, that's what it's going to be like. So I just don't think I'd have the time to record the podcast, edit the podcast, come up with a thumbnail idea, sketch it out, draw it, make it look nice, all that stuff, and have it ready by Wednesday. From Saturday to Wednesday, record, edit, and then make the thumbnail. I just feel like that's a lot. So originally I was like, crap, am I just going to have to reuse the same thumbnail over and over again for every podcast episode? I feel like that'd be really boring and I don't want to do that. I think I'm just going to have to do that for now until I can afford to hire someone to do the thumbnails, which who knows when that would be. I was like, well, that's not going to be great, but you got to start somewhere. Then one day, I was like, you know what? I have all these sketches and pictures and doodles that I have laying around. I really need to practice learning how to use my tablet. Let's just take these pictures, throw them up on my tablet, and then we'll make them look all nice just to get some good practice in. And then I was like, wait a minute, why don't I just take these that I'm going to do anyway? If I'm just going to go out of my way to do this as practice, why don't I just use these as the thumbnails? That's what I started doing. I just take whatever my doodles are, whatever my pictures are. I do them at work because I work, I'm usually coming up with ideas, and I just sketch them on paper. And then I'll take a picture of it, email it to myself, throw it up on my computer, redraw it all nicely on my tablet, and then there you go. And then what I'm going to do is the title of the episode is going to be whatever the name of that piece is. So whatever the thumbnail is for this episode, the title is going to be the name of that thumbnail. And I think that'll be a fun idea. So it'll be a little different from what I've seen, and I think it'll be a good time because I've got tons of pictures now saved up. I've got all those thumbnails ready and out of the way. I've got at least 12 podcast thumbnails ready to go. So I'm very happy about that. So like I said, I can start focusing on new stuff. I've got tons of thumbnails for other video games already filed away, so when we're ready to move on to the next game, just whatever one I have as a thumbnail ready to go, we can start recording that, editing that, start interjecting those or saving them for a later time, whatever. And yeah, I just have tons of ideas. Same thing with the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. I've got plenty of decks that I've been working on that need to be finished, so little things here and there that I just want to bounce around back and forth from. Another series I'd like to just throw in somewhere is the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 game. I'm a big fan of that as well. I really like Dragon Ball Z, especially the video games. I think I like the Dragon Ball Z video games more than the actual show and all that and the books, just because I have such an attachment to it. They were some of my favorite games growing up. So the Xenoverse 2, I think, is a really fun game. I love the idea of them just taking all of the movies that are just non-canon and everything like that and just putting them together in this what-if reality where it's like, oh, if things had went this way, this movie would have happened. And I think that's really fun. And then you have to go fix it and stop certain things from happening, which I don't know. I think that's a fun aspect. It's kind of like the, I don't remember, the police in the Loki show. I cannot remember their name. But it's kind of like that, and it's a good time. It's kind of like an open world game to an extent. You get to customize your own character based on the different races from the universe, which is super cool. I really like that. So we'll have a fun time doing that. We'll do a character creator and all that stuff. And I'm excited to do that as a series as well. That's another one where I wouldn't want to do that as like part of the Let's Play week. I want to make that its own series where I feel like jumping in and we're going to do this. And I'll make a few different characters. If we want to be in Namekian this week, we'll be a Namekian. Maybe next week we want to be a Boo. And then the week after we want to be a Frieza. Who cares? You know, we'll mix and match and have some fun with it. I've been playing a little bit of Star Wars Battlefront 2 lately. I just got it for Steam. There was like some crazy dirt cheap sale for like Star Wars Battlefront 2, Jedi Fallen Order, and Star Wars Squadrons. I got all three of them for like $12. That was awesome. Yeah, I've been really enjoying playing Battlefront 2. I used to love that game as a kid on the PS2. Oh my goodness, me and my cousin would play that forever, and it was just such a good time. I loved it. I just could not stop playing that game. So to be able to replay it again in this really cool updated format, having nothing but a good time. And the fact that they put in a cool arcade mode so I don't have to play online and just get killed over and over. Oh, I love it. So good. I'm definitely going to play this for the channel, 100%. I love Star Wars. Just the idea of being able to run around and be a clone trooper, that's like a dream come true. I freaking love the clone troopers. They're such an awesome like faction of characters within the Star Wars realm. I remember I saw the Obi-Wan Kenobi show on Disney Plus, I think like a year or two ago when it first came out. And I think it was like the second episode or third episode where Obi-Wan Kenobi's just walking through some dirty slum city and there's like a clone army veteran just begging for money. His hair's grown out. He's still wearing like half his armor and he looks all dirty and disgusting. And it's just like, man, that broke my heart. I'm telling you, man, I love the clones. So just seeing that just broke my heart. I was like, oh my God, that hurt. Good time. I know that show was, it was okay. It was a good show, you know, cool moments. I won't say it was the most thought-provoking of the Star Wars series. You know, they weren't really expanding any of the lore in the show, unfortunately, which I thought was kind of lame. I mean, yes, now we can confirm that Obi-Wan and Leia knew each other when she was a kid, but it's like, who cares? Like, that was never a thing that was brought up. There was no dots to connect in that part. And I think that's why they did the show that way, was because since Leia and him never had any connection, they could have free roam to just do whatever they want and not have to worry about messing up the lore. I don't know. I was a little disappointed. I was really hoping we were going to have stuff with Luke and Obi-Wan. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see Obi-Wan and Luke get into like trouble and get out of trouble and stuff like that. I don't know. That was the story I was looking for and didn't get it at all, unfortunately. Same thing with Anakin and Obi-Wan. That I thought was cool. I thought the Anakin and Obi-Wan stuff was pretty cool. The fight at the end was fucking intense, especially when he had like his voice changer all messed up. That was awesome. The Sith girl, I don't remember. I almost completely forgot about her. I drawn a blank on her. I guess not the Sith girl, the sister girl. I don't remember her name. Like the sister 4, whatever they call them. Fifth sister. Lame, kind of lame. Didn't care. I like I said, honestly forgot she even existed. I thought that the idea that she was one of the surviving Jedi younglings from the Order 66, I thought that was a cool concept. I just don't care about it in this series. If that was its own show, I would have been super down. If she had her own show from the get-go where it was just like she survived Order 66 from the temple and this is how she came about, I would be super into that. Just didn't care for it with Obi-Wan. I was here to see Obi-Wan interact with Luke and Anakin, and it kind of didn't happen. I don't know. Curious to hear your thoughts on that, if anyone's a Star Wars fan. But, I mean, I wouldn't mind a second season. I don't think it's going to happen, but, it's how it goes. Oh, what is that? That new Star Wars open world game? It's kind of like a Grand Theft Auto Star Wars type game, or like Assassin's Creed. I don't know what you call it. I guess it's more of like an Assassin's Creed or Dark Souls type game with Star Wars. What is it? It's Rogue? Star Wars Rogue? I don't remember. Let's see. Maybe we can find it. You know what? Let's just put in a little effort. We got a computer in front of us. Let's just put in a little effort. Freaking Star Wars. What are you doing here dressed up as a freaking Star Trekkie? What are you doing Star Wars? Is it Rebellion? Not Rebellion. Where is it? Not Republic Commando. Oh, Republic Commando? We're going to have to add this to the wish list. Hold on. I want to be a Republic Commando. Add to the wish list. Where to go? I just want to find the name of the game. X-Wing series, Republic Hero, Classic Collection, Jedi Bundle, interesting, Gold Pack, Clone Wars. I want to get the Skywalker Saga for Steam so I could play it. I have it for my Switch, but I don't have a capture card. I'm going to get one eventually, but for now, I'd rather just get it for Steam if I can. It just makes it easier. Where the freaking heck is it? Okay, I don't know what it is. It's some new Star Wars game that's coming out. I saw some trailers for it on YouTube. They were advertising, so I'm excited for it. But if I find it, I'll add it in. But oh well. The Force Unleashed, I'm super excited to play. I want to get that for the channel as well. That was a good time. Those games were so sick. You can just throw people around and all that. It's non-canon, but like, who cares? I wouldn't mind if they just continued it. I don't need it to be all canon. If it's just a cool story, it's a cool story. So I'm excited to do that one day as well. That's another game where I don't see people really playing it for Let's Plays. So here you go. I think it'll be fun if I play these games that you don't really see, or at least I can't find. I genuinely want to play them. It's not like, oh, they're not playing it, so I'll do it. Like, no, these are games that I love, that I grew up with. SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom. I definitely want to play that. The Rehydrated one is actually really cool. I'm surprised at how much I'm enjoying it. I've just been playing it just for fun, and it really is just a fun, simple 3D platformer that if you like SpongeBob the cartoon, this will be a fun game. It's nothing crazy, it's nothing special, but it's just fun to be in Bikini Bottom and traverse these different environments. I know that's kind of a weird thing to say, but I don't know. They did a really good job with it. And they have like another one, Cosmic Fury or something. I definitely would want to try that one too. So something else to look forward to. Toy the Tasmanian Tiger? Yeah, you fucking cunt. Yeah, you fucking cunt there. Toy the Tasmanian Tiger. We're going to be playing that game as well. Really into that series. I love that. I didn't even know they made it past 2. I had 1 and 2 as a kid, and then apparently there was a 3 and a 4. So I got those. Going to play those. Cannot wait. Worms. We're going to play some worms. That was a good time. Same thing as a kid. I remember playing with my cousin. Just a simple little game. There we go. Oh no, little worm guys. Destroy All Humans. Ooh, that's a good one with the guy who does Billy and Mandy and Invader Zim. Crypto, what are you doing, Crypto? You must stop the humans. They're going to get your clone. Stuff like that. He's a good time. Noida. I think Noida will be fun, but I cannot beat it. I'll play it just to play it, but I don't expect a victory. That game's hard as hell. You can die so easily. And then a billion other games. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff. Bully, I think, would be fun. The Grand Theft Auto series. Those are some fun games. I'd like to get through the story. Spider-Man. I like Spider-Man. There's some fun Spider-Man games. I would love to play Ultimate Spider-Man, but I guess I'd have to emulate it. I don't know. The Hogwarts Legacy. I would really like to play that game. That's a fun time. I've beat the main story already once, so I wouldn't mind doing it again, though. Halo. I've got the Halo franchise. I've never played... I played the Halo games, but I've never, played through the story, so I'm excited to do that. Got that for a pretty good deal. I already got a thumbnail made for the first game. Mafia, I got the Mafia series. You know, they look cool. I've heard good things. I was in a Mafia mood. I was watching The Sopranos, and I thought, yeah, let's get some of that Mafia stuff, and we'll play that for the channel. So that'd be cool. Shadows of Mordor. I used to work at a GameStop a long time ago, so I remember seeing Shadow of Mordor everywhere, and I figured, you know what, why not? I've heard good things. Prototype, that was a fun game as a kid. Red Dead Redemption 2, I remember that. Cousin had that. Fun time. Want to play it. And many more. What else? Ukulele, Mega Man, Battle Network. We're going to play a lot of Mega Man on this channel. I'm going to tell you that right now. I freaking love Mega Man. Mega Man, the original series, the X series, the Zero series, Battle Network, Star Force, Dash. What are they called in America? Mega Man, not Dash. I mean, it's Dash in Japan, but they called it something else here. Legends, Mega Man Legends, all of them. I want to play all of them. And I love the model kits from that as well. I want to get the base EXE one, and I want to get the Roll EXE one too, so... We'll see. Oh my goodness, it's been over an hour since I've been recording and talking and all this nonsense. So hopefully you guys have a good time. I'm going to start editing this stuff. I need to, actually need to work on dinner. It's already, oh my goodness, is that time already? I got to work on dinner. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and get ready for the Kevin Creative Rampage. Yeah!